And I want to move on to the business of the day, which is the safe return to in-person instruction and continuity of services plan for the 21-22 school year. So I know that I'll turn it over to Dr. Skinkis to introduce us, but I know the administration and the staff and the teachers and everyone involved in the community has been working very hard to get us back to a school year that is helpful and productive and connected with our students in the fall. So we wanted to hear some details about that from everyone on the administration. Thank you in advance, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Skinkis.
Thank you, President Zala. Safe return to in-person instruction and continuity of services plan for the 21-22 school year. This will also help us meet some of our requirements for the ESSER 3 grant money that will be released from the federal government. As we all know, in May of 21, Carmen Ayala, State Superintendent of Education, made a declaration that all schools should be returning to full in-person learning at the start of the 21-22 school year. A remote instruction should only be made available for students who are not eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine and I stress the word and, are under a quarantine order by a local public health department. So we're pretty much preparing to come back full a traditional school year, traditional schedule, traditional services, as traditional as we can be. We still have three main open questions or key open questions: mask requirements for vaccinated versus unvaccinated, social distancing and quarantine clarifications for unvaccinated students and staff. They being the IDPH and ISB already had sent out updated guidance in late May that anybody that was fully vaccinated did not have to quarantine. And then one of the key questions that we're waiting to get clarification on the state, we believe we can ask this, is proof of vaccination, because if we are going to have to do some contact tracing still come the fall, we will need to figure out who's vaccinated and who's not vaccinated so we can determine who has to quarantine and who does not. One of the other clarifying questions we're waiting to get some clarification on is whether it's 10 days or 7 days with a negative test. As you know, the board knows, we are CLIA certified already, so we have antigen testing on site for symptomatic students, and there may be some possibility of having to do some additional testing come the fall based if the IDPH wants that. Now, we are a Tier 2 school in their funding model, and they have additional testing resources at no cost for Tier 2 schools. So in the event we do have to do some additional testing, we'll have access to that. And I know Mr. Mannon and Ms. Matana have been keeping track on that. A majority of today's presentation will be the administration speaking on 5 key sections: teaching and learning, building culture and operations, which is kind of like what will be our schedule, what will be some of our safety protocols, SEL supports, which is social emotional learning supports, extracurriculars, and then Ms. Matana will just touch on again the spending plan that she also touched on during the tentative budget process. The third slide in the presentation are some goals that Dr. Freitas had put together for the 21-22 school year. Dr. Freitas, I'll let you just touch on these.
Good morning, honorable board members. To begin with, I want to thank my building admin team who's been working hard to bring everybody back this upcoming school year. I want to thank Ms. Kyla Lindquist, Ms. Bess Augustine, Mr. Dave Mannon, Mr. Bretton Curtin, and Mr. Kevin Baldus for their relentless effort in making sure we open successfully. I'm really proud. I always feel like I have the best boss and I work with the best team in this state. So, what's really important about the goals here is that it aligns to the wishes of our community. I've spoken to students and parents at Mamma Mia. I've spoken to them during summer school, summer classes. I've spoken to them during dismissal. And what I'm hearing consistently and frequently is that they want the school open, they want kids back, full enrollment, they want them supported both emotionally and academically. They want them to be organized to help improve their executive functioning skills so kids can engage in school and do it well. And I'm really proud that all the efforts that we're doing here really aligns to the wishes of the people that we serve. So again, I'm so proud of my team because we are listening to the community, and our plan will be reflective of what's best for our students, for our families, and for the staff members here today. So goal number 1 is to effectively open school with full enrollment for in-person learning come August. Goal number 2 is every board that will have formed at least one positive connection with a trusted adult. Goal 3 is to improve our EF skills in effective planning, organization, decision-making, behavior and time management. And last but not least, really going back to our commitment to equity, something that we'll be working on throughout this year and in the next coming years, is increasing the number of students from diverse backgrounds in advanced placement courses. I know equity is important to the mission of the district and to my team, and we continue moving that forward. And Dr. Skinkis then summarizes the goals of the building.